Boy meets girl meets curse in our next movie review. Hello there to everyone watching, and thank you for tuning in once again to both RealScreenReviews.com and the YouTube channel We Live Film. I am, of course, movie critic Nick Iacobucci, and our next movie review is Beautiful Creatures. This film opened around the country on Valentine's Week 2013, and it stars Alden Ehrenreich, Viola Davis, Emma Thompson, and Jeremy Irons. This film comes to us from the longtime Hollywood writer of everything from Water for Elephants going all the way back to The Fisher King in 1991. He now gets another shot at the director's chair after last helming 2007's P.S. I Love You, and I hope that he can at least up the ante over that last outing. This tale tells of a high school student named Ethan who meets and becomes enchanted, if you will, by Lena. And lo and behold, it seems Lena isn't your average teenage girl and possesses very great powers. On top of all that, her and her new friend must confront a curse that has haunted her and her family for generations, and Beautiful Creatures comes to us as an adaptation of the young adult novel by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. Well, people, what always is amazing to me when I watch an average or an even below average feature like this is the slogan that always appears in the trailer when you watch it. That slogan always says something like, "From the international bestseller," or "From the worldwide phenomenon." And to that I answer, really? Are you kidding me or what? Beautiful Creatures attempts to do nothing more than to copy the success of the Twilight franchise, and more than lives up to that standard by delivering a rather bland relationship between the two leads. Actor Alice Englert isn't bad per se, but her co-star Alden Ehrenreich is bad per se. But whenever the film calls for any kind of sexual energy or tension, these two are as lost as the passengers on Oceanic Flight 815. They are both so romantically out of place that you can just see it, which beckons the question, how did the director not see it? Then two great actors turn in nothing but over-the-top and predictable performances with Jeremy Irons and Emma Thompson. Actually, the one bright acting spot in Beautiful Creatures comes in the form of Emily Rossum. This girl's energetic and sexually charged portrayal as Ridley sets her apart from the rest of the cast, and that is a cast which is less than stellar to say the least. Oh, and Viola Davis was solid as usual. She just doesn't have very much to do. Then this story is just so rehashed from previous films, and the script is just so damn convenient. This girl shows up in school, and what do you know? It's the girl that our hero's been dreaming of. Then after Ethan is drawn into this dark and gothic world of Lena, the only realization that he comes to is that he fits into this world like a glove. Can you believe that? Wow, what another shock. The feature does move along rather well, except for when it's attempting to be romantic. And speaking of romantic, every single person in this film lives up to the title and is a beautiful creature. Everyone in the film is so beautiful that I actually thought that I was watching a daytime soap opera for a minute. Now, I don't mean to beat this one up too bad, but there are still some things that need to be addressed. The first is that the lead actor in the story is so very dull, and his narration is even worse. He's so boring that I think if he made a movie with Jason Momoa, that it would generate as much charisma as if somebody filmed a white wall. Then the movie is just plain campy, and Beautiful Creatures never even tries to elevate itself above such a labeling. I attribute most of the problems of this to the director. His direction is lackluster, never propelling the story forward, and I guess you just can't forget that this is the guy that wrote The Bridges of Madison County in the mid-90s. He also only manages to get substandard or scenery-chewing performances out of most of the cast. All he does is create a dark and gothic-y teen soap opera that is really nothing special in the wake of Warm Bodies, Dark Shadows, and Harry Potter. Beautiful Creatures wasn't altogether a terrible movie, but it's not going to win any Academy Awards, I guarantee you that. It manages to copy everything from Star Wars to I Am Number 4, and in the process never really breaks any new ground. Some of the saving graces of this feature are that it is paced very well, and the special effects were both generous and effective. What is most annoying about this feature is its blatant attempt to copy the success of the recently ended Twilight franchise. Yeah, I know, that was vampires and this is witches, I mean casters. You know, it's completely different. Nick's Real Screen Review is a generous, very generous 2 stars out of 4, and that's for the would-be franchise starter known as Beautiful Creatures. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time that I have today, and thank you so very much for stopping by. If you've enjoyed this review, please click like below and give me a thumbs up, or subscribe to either or both We Live Film or Real Screen Reviews if you haven't yet already. I'm sure that I'll be returning soon enough with more movie and trailer reviews, and until then, remember people, this is Nick Iacobucci saying, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you for your attention.